Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Lavella. We are continuing our single player Let's Play. This is Java Minecraft 1.16.3. This is a skyblock world. It is called One Block and it was created by IJAMinecraft. It's absolutely fantastic. I mentioned this at the very beginning. I don't think I've mentioned it since. I was inspired to try this because of False Symmetry. She's one of the hermits on Hermitcraft server. If you don't follow Hermitcraft and you love Minecraft videos, you really need to check them out. They're hilarious, they're wonderful, they're fantastic builders. My only complaint is that there's so many time lapses and they do so much stuff off camera, but that complaint has a little clause to it. I understand why they do it. There's no way they could do those massive builds all on camera in one season. It just wouldn't be possible. So I understand why they do it. I just wish it didn't have to be that way, because do I think every block should be done on camera? No. Do I think every block broken should be done on camera? No. But when I actually watch somebody build something, and I don't mean in a time lapse, I feel more involved as a viewer. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's the way I record. I don't do time lapses. I don't edit. Everything is raw. You're just playing Minecraft with me. That's the way it is. Now, some of the grindy stuff I do on camera. Not all of it. I try not to do too much of it on camera, but some of it I do. That being said, if I know I have to do a lot of grindy stuff, I try to do it off camera because it can be a little much. You have to have a good balance. But grindy stuff is part of Minecraft. So if we're going to play this together, that's kind of a thing. We lost a wolf. I was doing some gathering over here, and the piglins jumped out and they were kicking my butt because, as you can see, I'm wearing no armor. So yeah, that's the thing. We're not going to bother to sleep. So I had an idea. I told you I want to build an entire world, and I do. Well, the last episode, we conquered the dragon. It took forever, and I died, I think, what was it, 16, 18 times to make it happen. Well, that was just by the dragon. I can't remember how many was by the Enderman. But anyway, I died a lot. It was a very slow and painful process, but we got it. I still want to develop this overworld into an actual world, but at the same time, I kind of had a brain fart. One thing I have always wanted to do in Minecraft is build a base in the end. Well, if you're on a multiplayer server, and most of them have an Enderman farm where other players go and they grind out the XP and mend their tools and mend their armor and all that kind of stuff. I've been on servers where it's not against the rules to have a base in the end. But what I found was, every time I was trying to work on my base, somebody was trying to do an Enderman farm. Well, if you're in the end and they're trying to do the Enderman farm, it slows down their rates. So, I mean, technically I still could have done it, and I would still be within the rules, but I just felt bad because if I'm wanting to run in and mend my tools and armor real quick, I don't want it to take all day. That's the whole point of having an Enderman farm, because it's super fast. You can go in and get it done and go on. So on a multiplayer server, I finally decided it wasn't worth it, because every time somebody wanted to work on the Enderman farm, I found myself going back to the overworld to improve their rates. And then they'd say, okay, Lavella, we're done, thank you. I'd say, okay, great. And I'd come back and I'd just get started. And then somebody else, like 2 minutes later, is like, what's the matter with the Enderman farm? It doesn't seem to be working. And I'm like, okay, hang on, let me go back to the overworld. And they're like, okay, great, thanks. Okay, I'm done, you can come back. And it just, So, try to be considerate. When you're on a multiplayer server, you try to be considerate. And, but like I said, I've always wanted to build in the end, and that's why I really haven't. There was one time I was playing with a friend on our server, And I did get to start a build in the end, and I really enjoyed it. But it was just he and I. So I wasn't inconveniencing anybody. Well, you know what? Now it's just me. So I've expanded this platform because I am thinking about bringing the villagers, or the villager that we have, and animals and stuff through here. So I need to make this safe so that I can get them through. And up here, this obviously I haven't done anything to yet. I did a Google wiki thing, and it says that, because I was like, do Endermen respond to light levels? And it said that in the end, it has to be level 11 or up. This is why we have the torch spam. But you also see what we don't have? Enderman. Yeah. And this is another thing about building in the end. If you're on a multiplayer server, a lot of times people want to be able to respawn the dragon so, they can get all that XP, or they can, whatever they want to do, get dragon's breath, or maybe they just like fighting the dragon. Well, I don't have to worry about that here, because look at me. We're not doing it again. It's not happening. We are not resummoning the dragon. So I am working, see this one over here. I'm just going to chip at it a little bit at a time. I'm not trying to spend 6 hours tearing down a whole column. Now, if I had an efficiency 5 enchantment on my pick, I might be a little more inclined to do that. But I don't, so I'm not. Not right now. And you may be wondering why I'm leaving that center column. Because the floating blocks irritate me. So if I take out all that obsidian, that bedrock block is gonna be floating all by itself. And no, I really don't want that. So the first phase of these towers is I'm just gonna chip at them a little at a time. I'm not worried about taking them all down in the next 24 hours. The second phase is I'm gonna leave that little column, put a light on top of it so nothing spawns up there. And then at some point, we may camouflage that with trees, or bamboo, or a build, or something. So, and they're scattered around enough that we could easily do builds, towers or something. I don't know. Something. Anyway, I have been doing whatever gravel I could get my hands on, whatever dirt I could get my hands on. This is where we are right now. The way I was able to start the grass is because we had an Enderman in the overworld steal one of our grass blocks, and I used that to seed this. While I was getting everything lit up, the Enderman moved, I think it was like 3 different pieces, and that was a little annoying, but as you can see, the more light I put down, the fewer Endermen I had to deal with. So I don't think that's going to be a particular problem going forward. My other concern was the color of the grass. I don't like the savanna. To me, the color of the savanna looks like baby poop after, if a baby's been breastfed and you got to change their diaper, their poop is a different color. And to me, that's the same color as the savanna. It's just, ugh, I don't like it. And if you put grass like in a desert, it's also going to be that burnt look, that diarrhea look. Anyway, so I was concerned what color the grass was going to be. Well, this is a decent green. This is like a forest type of foliage. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I thought, well, we'll make this main island here into our primary base and see how we feel about expanding out. We still have the void to deal with, just like we do in the overworld. So that's going to be a thing. But as far as being able to terraform and have an actual world, we'll be able to reach that goal a lot faster in here than we would have up top. I still want to do the one up top, but I like the idea of being able to go back and forth. And like up top, we already lost a villager. Well, if we have a villager in here, it should be pretty safe. I don't think zombies can spawn in the end. I could be wrong, but I don't think they can. So I'm pretty confident. And yes, I know I left the egg there. It's fine there. I like it there. I'm pretty confident. See, that's not lit up. See, there's Enderman over there. Pretty confident that our zombies would be safe here. So, yeah, I'm thinking at the very least, I would like to turn this into our villager village. At the very least. But first, we need landscape. We're not doing all this moon rock and stone thing. One thing I wanted to do today, and I have already done some digging. This was pretty much already an indention. It didn't go this deep. And I kind of shaped it a little bit, and I took it down a little bit deeper. And we're going to work on this today. I have some different blocks here. We're going to save this sand for up top. Okay. The sand and the sandstone, we're going to put it, let's see, what is this? Sand. Let's put the sand here. And sandstone there, maybe. I want a little patch of sand so we can, we have a turtle egg, and I want to put it there so that when it hatches, this will be where it'll come back to have more eggs. And eventually I would like to expand more sand around this, but right now we're pretty limited because I turned it into glass. So before we start putting water in, I wanted to experiment with a little bit of stuff here. First of all, I want to put some scattered glowstone in here. Now we're not going to have to worry about the Enderman here because Endermen do not like water. But I would kind of like to have some hidden lighting in the water just for effect. I don't want to oversaturate it. But I want some subtle lighting in the water. Let's put one over here. I think that should be enough. We don't need it completely lit up. I'm not trying to completely light it up. We might put another one over here though. Years and years ago I watched Scar trying to do a tutorial on how to do landscaping, and he was talking about doing things randomly, and he says it's a lot harder to do stuff random than what you think. And I thought, what? How is that possible? It is. He was absolutely right. I don't know why I doubted him. I should have known better. We're gonna make like a little muddy area over here, I think. Let's do some mud and I don't really want this texture to show so much through the water, but I want the color. Let's put a couple over here. Or three. Maybe a couple over here. Okay, I don't want a whole lot of it. We have some brown terracotta. Just one. let's put that maybe there.
Power off.
Oh, sorry, that was my. And then imagine this with water over the top of it. This is not just going to be. Little mud patch there. Maybe one there. Maybe we could have a little mud here. I don't want it to be a mud pit. You know, in Minecraft we'll generate waterways with gravel. You know, it's supposed to be like pebbles and stuff. And I don't know why that irritates me, but it does. I don't like it. But the idea of having mud, to me, just makes sense. And as we get more brown terracotta, we'll probably sprinkle that through here too. What else did I bring? That was that. Still a little bit of different color. Not a great big difference. I don't want it to go too deep. And right now it's not going to make a whole lot of sense because we have mud and then we're going to have all this endstone in here. But over time I hope to replace this endstone with sand and sandstone and dirt and, you know. But for now I want to get this put in because I want to add the coral and the kelp and the seaweed. And I want to be able to fish in here. I need to be able to fish. Oh, yeah, and you can see I'm down to 7 levels. I've died a few times since we killed the dragon. So, yeah, that's a thing. Okay, I think we're good on... Okay, let's call that good for that. Okay, so we need Ovata. Let's go get the water. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons that I focus this around this portal, because now we can just go zoop, and here we are. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, so we're going to have to come back and get more water, so we're going to make a... Be glad when we get a silk touch and I can move that inner chest. Kind of aggravated at myself for putting it all the way out there, but at the same time I didn't want the dragon blowing it up. I know a dragon can't damage obsidian, but I didn't know about the chest, so I really didn't want to risk it. Okay. Let's go get another skip of water. I guess I could have just made another bucket, but I really didn't want to because we have all these buckets of fish. And I was like, so why waste another 3 iron when I can just use the fish buckets? I hope that when we place these fish in here, I hope it will stay. that filled in. Is it filling in, kind of? Come on. Alright, that's another layer. I kind of go for the corners first. I don't know if there's an easier way to do this. There probably is. But I typically go for the corners first and then go back and fill in where it's not filling in on its own. We're getting there. So, and that end stone really doesn't look horrible with the water over it. And once we get the coral and the seagrass and all that in there, it'll look better. But, and I'll probably leave some of it. But I really like sand at the bottom of my water features. I just think it has a clean, bright look to it. It's working on it. Get all of it? We're dead. One more layer. It's not as bad as you think, huh? And the Enderman will leave this alone for sure. They hate water. No. Give me that back. Dadgummit. It's kind of hard to do while you're bouncing. Hang on, we're busy. No. Okay. Okay. Everything looks smooth. Except for this right here. Oh, come on. I don't have any blocks to fix that with. Okay, give me a second. Ah, we have a gravel. We can make another piece of dirt. Alright, let's, oh, did it fix it? No, it didn't. There we go. That should have fixed it. Yes, yes it did. Except I didn't pick it up because it's floating in the water. I have no idea if squid will spawn in here. What are we? 61. We might be high enough. We might be. I don't know if they'll spawn in the end or not. But I'm okay either way. Okay, first thing I want to do is I did not bring my bone meal. Where's my bone meal? Let's put these fish in here because I want to test it and see. Oh, let's skip the puffer fish for now until we're finished working in here. Okay, come on. There we go. I'm going to see if they're still going to be here when we come back. We did a cod, a salmon, and a tropical. And now we have more buckets. Look at us. Alright, let's put some kelp. And actually, let's go get that bone meal first. I really hope they're still in here when we come back. And I think, I'm pretty sure there's more coral in the box. We're going to go look. Ooh, lily pads. We're not going to use that because we don't need it. Okay, I don't know why I thought I had more. Apparently I was mistaken. Alright, let's get some bone meal. Wait, do we have some over here that's already bone meal? We do. We'll take that. Oh, good Lord, we have lots of bone meal. We don't need that much, but we're going to take it anyway. Alright. I realize that's a honeycomb block, but that looks kind of cool to me. I think that would be pretty mixed in there with everything. Okay. I want to bone meal it first, and then we can like thin out the grass with the coral. They're still here. See, this really camouflages a lot. Wow. I don't need it to be this much. Okay, that's a little much. That's okay. Will any flowers spawn here? Don't think so. Usually, the little pansies and the dandelions will spawn just about anywhere, but apparently not in the end. Okay, experiment over. Yeah, we still had lots left. Okay, let's do this kelp. Let's get some kelp going down in here. Okay, that will grow on its own. And then let's see, let's do some brain coral. Let's put some there. Okay, and then bubble coral maybe. Need some sea pickles. I don't think we have any. Okay, what else do we have? Tube coral fan, does that go? Yes, it goes on the side. Horn. Will this go on the side? Yes, it will. Okay. So you see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of, this is probably going to be really coral heavy. Just kind of scattering it around for some color. I have no idea. I'm shaking my head in the real world, so because I know you can see me and all. I have no idea what the actual lifestyle, so to speak, of coral is. I don't know how it's naturally formed. I don't know what the rules are for it. I'm just going for color here. That's it. We're just going to get some color. And then let's see. Like no, I don't want two of them. Stop it. Okay, let's put one there. Just want to add a little color. That's all we're trying to do here. This is really pretty, though. There's still an awful lot of seagrass in here, though. Awful lot. Get some air. I'm really liking this. Really, really. We have one more. Let's just put it right there. Now this is bugging me. I gotta get all this broken off. Sorry, we need the seeds anyway. But isn't that pretty? I think that turned out really pretty. We need to thin out some of this seagrass, but as we add more stuff, I think it'll, you know, I don't want to totally thin it out, but it's awfully thick. Uh, Alright, let's just stop there. I don't want to prune it to the point that it's like, okay, well now we don't have enough, and now we gotta go back, and rah, rah, rah. Okay, I said that, then I break more. Alright, let's put some lily pads out. I really like this. Like I said, once we get some more sand, and actually that doesn't look bad because between the water and the coral and everything, it really doesn't look bad at all having that end stone in there. But I still want to change it out for some more dirt and some, we might even put a couple of patches of gravel in there and some sand and sandstone. I'd like to have some of that just to have different textures, you know. And then as we get more dirt and stuff and sand will build up around the edge so that we have a better transition here. It's not just like funk into the water. So, yeah. Now I gotta break all this because this is gonna bug me. I don't like scraggly grass. I will use it to enhance like a garden or a yard or whatever for decoration, but not a fan. 1, 2, 3, 4 on 5. Okay. Yeah, if anybody's wondering my placement of my torches, I probably put them closer than I needed to, but I would rather, even as much as I hate torch spam, I would rather have too many torches than have Enderman in here stealing all my grass. Because of all the things we can easily get, yes, we can get it, but it's time consuming. And yes, we can double it, but that requires me farming gravel and dirt. The next episode, well, I don't really want to say because I'm not sure. I really want to go to the Nether and see if we can find some gravel. If we could go to the Nether and find a big old patch of gravel, oh my gosh, that would help us tremendously, because as long as we have gravel, we can make more dirt. You know what I'm saying? It basically becomes a never-ending cycle. So, yeah, we need to do that. But anyway, I'm quite pleased with how this turned out. Now I just need to put, tell you what, let's do this real quick. I know we're out of time. We're always out of time. Okay, so now I can come out here and fish, and just fish and fish and fish, and see what kind of goodies we can get, and get a little bit of XP. Of course, I could easily go to one of the other islands and set up a little shelter and just whack Enderman for XP. It won't be as fast as an Enderman farm, but it would work. So XP really is not that big of a deal anymore. But I think this is cute. I'm quite happy with it. I still think we have a little bit too much on the seagrass, but that's okay. I don't want to start breaking it because I kind of just... I'm one of those people that I'll tweak something to the point that it doesn't even look good anymore. You know, I'm like, oh, well, let's just add this one more thing, add this one more thing, add this one. Well, then it goes past detail and it becomes clutter, you know, and I don't want to do that. So, it is what it is. Thank you so very much for taking the time to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. I know we went over time again. We probably always will. If I actually end a video on time, that will be the rarity, not the norm. So, thank you again, and we will see you later.